It's Transformers 96 here on the video review. This time we have the DC Comics Mattel Multiverse Wonder Woman movie line Queen Hippolyta in the Ares Collect and Connect series. Going over the actual box here, looking quite nice, has a good logo of Wonder Woman in the back there. Nice image of the character in the film, which I do like. Little Collect and Connect Ares banner. And then on the back here we have the figure and the Build-A-Figure, and then the figures in the wave and which pieces they come to complete him. I will say that this is not accurate. As you can see, number 4 says that he comes with his right arm and his right leg, which is Hippolyta. That is not the case. She actually comes with his right arm and his left leg, and then vice versa is the case with Wonder Woman. So just so you know, the box is wrong, so don't freak out if you get those pieces that aren't what they say on the box. That is supposed to be the case. So going over the actual figure here, she is the rarest of the wave. I will say this wave isn't particularly rare in general, but if there is one rare figure, it's going to be her. If I wouldn't recommend just getting her simply because she's rare. She's still pretty easy to find. I've seen her multiple times. However, there's been multiple times where I go and they have everybody else but not her. So, you know, I would... if you can only pick up one, I would pick up her, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. I think that this entire wave in general is pretty easy to get. Going over the actual figure, though. Starting off with her head sculpt. Focus on that. The head sculpt is pretty nice. It's a good sculpt. The eyes seem to be going straight, which is something that Mattel usually has an issue with when it comes to their women figures, so I do like that. I think the tiara piece is painted very nicely. I will say that her face is a bit fat, kind of has that roundish look. Wish that that wasn't the case, wish that it was thinned down a bit, and it doesn't look completely like the actress, obviously. This one looks a lot younger. Wish that they added a little bit more detail in there to give it more of her age-accurate look. However, you know, it's not like an ugly face sculpt, it's just not an accurate one. That's basically the best way to put it, because sometimes Mattel can come out with some women figures that just look awful, but this is not the case. It's solid, but not great. Going over her actual, her torso here, really nice. Really do love the design of it. I think that the proportions are good, and the plating and the armoring is all sculpted in there. All the little divots in the armor at the top. If you can focus, sorry about that. You can see all that little detail there at the top, especially all sculpted. Not anything is just detailed. So that is wonderful. Very happy about that. And it does look very nice the way that hangs down. And I do like the coloring on it as well. They didn't go overboard. You know, sometimes Mattel can go with very colorful colors. This is very subdued and I would say completely accurate colors. You have like these kind of dark or kind of light browns that are a bit of a copperish type of look. And then you have some mellow silvers and then gold. So that just looks excellent. Her little kind of cape area on the feathering at the top looks alright. It looks like, I wish that they went with a little bit more detail than that. It looks a little too sparingly detailed. And then the cape at the back, it does have a good texture in it. There's not a ton of detail when it comes to the wrinkles. However, the wrinkles that are applied look nice. And also her hair. Her hair looks great. I love the way that her hair is sculpted, and I love the way that it's painted. It's got this, it's blonde, but with browns washed into it and a bit of black washed into it. So the hair is just perfect. And it really, you know, it can swivel freely without the hair getting blocked. So I absolutely love the hair. I think that's fantastic. Overall, I mean, solid figure. I would say that the face sculpt is not accurate, but other than that, the figure looks really nice. Going over her articulation, again, she does have a ball jointed head, but it mainly just swivels. She has hinge swivel shoulders, which work quite nicely. Swivel at the bicep. Then she has hinge swiveling elbows, which work nice. The swivel is a little unnecessary though. She has a swivel wrist, swivel waist, no ab crunch or ball jointed upper torso, which is very disappointing. All the women figures in this wave are lacking anything but swivels at the torsos, while the men figures have ball jointed upper torsos, which I would consider to be the best. So that's definitely disappointing. She has she has the hinge thighs that can hinge up this far. They are hindered by her costume. However, it is slightly softer plastic, so it's not hindered entirely. And then it can go out a decent amount, you know. I mean, for all of this going on here, it has a decent range. She has swivel at the thighs, single hinge knees, which go about full 90 degrees, which is nice. And then just hinge ankles. The ankles work nicely, however, I really wish that they were pivoting. And then her feet are kind of small. Now luckily there's so much going on at the bottom here that you don't notice it too much. However, she does have small feet. That's kind of unavoidable. And that's a big issue for Mattel in general. A lot of their figures have small feet, which is very annoying. She comes with 2 accessories, which is cool. She comes with a spear, which looks nice. It is a bit of a softer plastic, so it can get slightly bent, but not terrible. The handle of the shield, or of the spear, is more of like that darker gray, and then the tip of it is a bright gray, or sorry, the handle is a dark gold, and then the tip is a bright gold, which looks nice. She does have a pretty nice sword here. Really do like the detail in that sword. Looking very cool, and you do have a mixture of gold and silver. All the swords in this wave are completely unique as well. They didn't reuse any of the swords from the Wonder Woman figures or from Hippolyta, so that is quite nice. As a whole, I think this is a pretty solid figure. It is nice to get a unique character like this. She's obviously, you know, probably going to be featured in the beginning of the movie heavily, and then we probably won't see her much other than maybe like a quick scene at the end there. So I don't think that she's going to be a terribly important, or she'll be important, but I don't think she's going to have a terribly large amount of screen time. So it is nice to get a figure of her anyway, and I think that she does look very nice, and she just looks cool with the having like an Amazonian collection. I think it's just very cool. I do hope that they do some more. We do have obviously the Themyscira Wonder Woman in this wave, and then there's also another one that's being released that comes with variant sword pieces for Ares, and then hopefully they do the Robin Wright character, the one that trains her. I would love a figure of her as well. That would be cool to have like an Amazon collection between them. That would be very nice. But anyway, nice figure. I think that it's pretty solid. One of the best constructed of the wave. Still has its issues like every Mattel figure does, unfortunately, but it is still pretty nice, and you can kind of see Mattel stepping up their game a bit. Certainly not at the level of Marvel Legends, but definitely better than some of the figures that they've produced in the past. So there you go. That's my video review of the DC Collectibles, the DC Comics Mattel Multiverse Wonder Woman movie line from the Ares Collect and Connect series, Queen Hippolyta. Let me know what you guys think of this figure, and thanks so much for watching.